Mabon blessings, everyone, or blessed Ostara if you're in the southern hemisphere. For us in the northern hemisphere, it is the first day of autumn. Last night we also had a full moon, Virgo into Libra. Apologies, a new moon, Virgo into Libra. And this eclipse season has been deeply triggering of old paradigms and the way things were structured, the way things were working. And when those structures begin to shift and change, there are actions and reactions from the people involved in the situation and the situation itself, because fundamentally the situation is changing. Look at fall, for example, or the start of spring. It is going from one state of being into another, and it is not an easy transition. So tapping into my higher self and asking our collective here. I've pulled a couple of cards from the channeled message deck that my mom created. And I want to get a basis of what this reading is opening up for us. How is our world shifting? I love you. New moon in reverse. So this could be stuff that had been caught up with this new moon that we got, or now that it is passing, these are things that can come in for you. Seeing them with you is killing me. Lies. Pisces in reverse. I tried so many times to quit you in reverse. So, especially with this Pisces in reverse, there's a lot of emotions coming up with this new moon. Not at all surprising. Moons deal with the water, and water is part of our emotions, and emotions are energy in motion. So it's very easy for me to see that this can be very triggering, especially with I love you coming out right here. Seeing you with them is killing me. It might not even be obsession in that way, but if, for example, a friend or a sibling, someone in a group that you care for, is suddenly hanging out with other people, it does not mean that they do not appreciate you, or maybe this is how you are feeling and you feel like you would carry some guilt if you suddenly went and started hanging out with other people. You cannot live your life on hold for the comfort of another person. And if seeing you happy makes that person upset, that is a problem with them. And what I see with this Pisces in reverse here is that this is not something that they are touching on, because it is very powerful. Pisces have powerful emotions, and they have been especially triggered, during this full moon to new moon. Oh my, so many confirmation verbs. So triggered egos are something that you are always going to deal with, especially if you are like myself. You are a catalyst. You are a walking trigger for other people. Be that for whatever reason. No. Ooh. No and Aries came out when I picked up the deck in reverse. And Swim. Also in reverse. This is not a situation that can continue. I like that there was Pisces and then Aries, because that is the full cycle. You have to go from Aries all the way through to reach Pisces. And then once you have incarnated that many times, you have a choice of coming around the wheel. Almost. Okay, so someone is probably going to be like, nope, this is my last time here. If it's not done this time, then oh well. I want to tap into the shamanic medicine, because I feel like there's a lot of things that are being triggered for the sake of healing right now. So spirit, my higher self, my shamanic sides, thank you. Yep. Shapeshifter in reverse, perspective. Not allowing yourself to change the perspective, or someone not allowing you to see a different way. It's very interesting. The wings of the shapeshifter is reminding me of this curve on the activations of the sacred geometry. So I almost feel like that's the deck I need to pull from next. Okay, sacred geometry, the flow of the universe. What can we tap into? What can we reach out to bring this perspective? Prosperity and magic in the reverse. Divine masculine in the reverse. Artemis is working outside. It supports our feeling of well-being, allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our mind, body, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and creation of the abundance and the riches that the universe provides. Magic in reverse and divine masculine in reverse. You were so stuck in the divine masculine caretaking aspect of it, and when you speak energetically, the words caretaking feel and are indicated a lot more of the divine feminine. But when you have been parentified or have been put into a people-pleasing situation, it becomes your divine masculine responsibility, drive, and push to take care of someone else, to be the one that fixes it for someone else. And that leaves you with this feeling of, I don't know who I am without you. Seeing you with someone else is killing me, because I don't know who I am without you. I love you, and yes, they do. Maybe you do love them. Lies. I tried so many times to quit you. If it's not broke, don't fix it, kind of thing. If there is nothing wrong with it, there is no point in poking around it. That is an aspect of the divine masculine I have seen in my life to come from people who are so afraid of the work that they would have to do. Why is that, Spirit? Why are we afraid of the work? We are coming into the fall season in the Northern Hemisphere. This is the perfect time for releasing, healing, and allowing us to reconfigure and reconsolidate who we are outside of all of the noise and frustration. This winter wants to heal you, but you have to make the room. You have to make the space. Why are these backwards? Hurting you, leaving you hurt me too. So there is definitely love here. Wow, it came out. It was just reversed in the deck, like backwards. I was focused on you instead of my pain, and I don't really know you. I wish you would come back. Waiting for an apology. So these were face to face. And so there's a lot of stubborn ego here. And certainly that checks for my collective. Being a Taurus myself, it is very difficult for me to shift my mentality. Especially when it's something that I'm wanting, something that I'm focusing on. I wish you would come back, and I'm waiting for an apology. Leaving you hurt me too. I don't really know you, and I focused on you instead of my pain. So you, or someone around you, has taken it upon themselves to be the Louisa, if you've seen Encanto. To be the one that carries, to be the one that fixes, that heals. And you hang on to a situation of uncomfortableness. You hang on to a situation of instability because you know how to react in that situation. You know what you're doing in that situation. You know if something goes wrong, yeah, it's not going to be fun to deal with that's going wrong, but you know you're the one to figure it out. And that sense of responsibility gives you a comfort in that you have a place that you belong. Thank you for leaving me. I pretend you don't mean that much in reverse. So yeah. This I feel like is coming from both of your higher selves. If this is a person that you genuinely love, you will be able to have them in your life without hurt. You will be able to have them in your life when you are both ready without struggle. But my love, they have to heal first. You cannot bring someone back into your life, and you cannot be brought back into someone's life until you have healed from the painful situations. This can be very true in families. We deal with a lot with our families, and the trauma that just innately comes from being a person on this planet. It gets very accusatory, I want to say. Like, if someone says, oh, you did this and it made me feel this way, the other person is immediately one of two reactions. Oh, I didn't do that, or you're only ever going to see me as the person that hurt you. There isn't that inclusion of just allowance. Like, you were allowed to feel that way, and you were allowed to react this way. It doesn't mean that this person is attacking you because they are expressing how they felt when they were younger, when they were small, and it leaves the person feeling like they can't say anything, and all of that just gets bottled and bottled and bottled and pressured and pressured and pressured until it bursts, and then there really will be a falling out and something that is irrecoverable, because those egos that weren't able to bend their perception or their allowance even just a little bit to hear someone out is not going to be able to comprehend something you say when you just combust. You really do sometimes just have to walk away, even if you love them, even if you adore that person. Vulnerability. Transformation. What the? Oh my god. This was in the wrong deck. Oh my goodness. But then that's Pisces in the reverse again. That's nuts. Okay, so I have that deck out. And my decks keep doing this where they're inverting on themselves. It's so strange. Well, I have that deck out, so let's see. Where is this reversed Pisces bond coming from? The bond is going to be strained here. The bond is going to, and it's sad because there are unique gifts that want to be healed, want to find their home. Water, yeah, emotions. There is an overflow of emotions. There's an overflow of vulnerability. So transformation in home, there's going to be a lot that changes. Blue snowball, patience from this situation. Pisces, bond, spirit, please. Thank you. Capricorn, gratitude. Aries again, motivation in reverse. That definitely still wants to stay out. Consequences. Consequences for action and inactions. Dynamicisms. Dynamics are changing. Things will not be as they were anymore. They will not consistently be as they were. And that is going to be frustrating for you because you had to be a certain way in a certain place. You had to do a certain thing in a certain way in order to survive. What magic can we call upon, Spirit? What strength in ourselves? Where is our divine feminine power right now? Thank you. Okay, so we have stars and morning. Well, that just... Okay. Don't doubt your worth. That literally, I just heard Lucifer Morning Star in my head. That came up in conversation recently with someone about how Lucifer had to be both devil and angel. There was a dynamic there that had to shift because what was being perceptive, what was being shown, it wasn't resonating with him anymore, so he had to change. I love that when I said, what is our message from the Divine Feminine? Pulling from the Believe in Your Own Magic deck, basically Lucifer came out. There's the ocean, and then there's the stars and galaxy. And it's coming out right there again. Consequences. With the polar bears, of course. Polar bears is a personal callback to something that happened when I was a child. Whenever the ASPCA commercials would come on, think of the polar bear, Savannah, because I would just start crying. And in recent conversation, my mom explained it in a way that I hadn't thought of before, which was my capacity for love and my heart for something else was so deep and so raw that seeing them struggle and knowing what I know now about energy, probably feeling that polar bear's dread and fear and sadness through the TV, as a child, I just felt sad. And so whenever I see polar bear, I think of that moment. And now I think especially of my heart and the capacity of love. Hold your vision. Nothing will come from this situation. So again, there's dynamics and things changing. Okay, hold your vision. I kind of feel like that one is done. What vision are we holding, Spirit? What are we bringing through? Clarity in reverse. So things are really coming to light. I like that there's the mountains is this card, and it literally looks like the same mountain peak. And these are two completely different decks. That's incredible. So things are coming to light. Things that were hidden. Things that weren't being spoken. The dark matter things that we were alchemizing. Richness, marine life. Passion. That's what we are bringing back to light. That's what we are bringing back to life. And I love how there was an overflow and then to pour out into this beautiful coral reef. So my mom and I play a lot of Minecraft to unwind, and we both just like made new worlds in the canyon biome. And I don't know if this is just a thing with Minecraft, but the canyon biomes had a coral reef and the water next to them, both in my proper canyon and her village one. And she was giving me a question about like magma blocks and stuff, and she said, if it gets too hot, as in the temperature of the water, will this coral die? Now, I didn't know that specifically about Minecraft, but it brought up, it was just in conversation this morning. So, if this situation becomes too heated, if this place becomes too unbearable for you to stay, you have to leave. And it won't be easy in the moment. It won't be something people understand in the moment, but it is something that you have to do. Because removing yourself, removing your energy from the situation will remove not only that person's hold upon you, but that comfort that you are providing for them that is preventing them from doing the growth that they need to do. Now, please do not feel like I am saying that you are holding someone back, that you are hurting someone. I am saying that we get into situations and we get into places where we feel comfortable, and our unique gifts cannot be expressed because we are not pushing ourselves. We don't have the motivation. Why push yourself to change when you know that someone else will take care of it? Why push yourself to do something when you know someone is going to take from you when you are trying to succeed? I love that the shapeshifter has a bird behind it, and the dynamicisms came out with an eagle. And both of these are reversed. Birds are not meant to be reversed. They are meant to soar. They are meant to fly. I love all the stars and stuff going on here. You truly are a force of nature in this world. And that has left a lot of people thinking what they often do about nature is that because it is a constant, because it is such a powerful force, they undervalue it or try to control it in their own way. You are a storm, and there is no weather machine strong enough to throw you off balance. Ecstatic bliss was coming out with the high heart chakra and magic. And I believe that, the crown chakra was right there underneath the divine masculine. You have an incredible gift that is getting caught up with the third dimensional. I made this joke when the third dimensional world is getting in the way of my fifth dimensional ascension. It was a joke, but not really. The third dimensional world, this world that we live in, is constantly trapping us in preconceived notions and programmed ideals and things people have told us we had to do. I don't really know you. Could be about yourself, because you played a role on so many of other people. You focused on helping them find their heart, find their way, Steven Universe. And you never focused on what you were hiding from, what you needed someone to come and help you with. But that's the thing about people pleasers. That's the thing about the saviors, the rocks, is that no one asks if you need something. No one asks if you need a break, if you need to break. Because they have always seen you as the strongest. They've always seen you as the most powerful. Don't doubt that you're worth leaving. Don't doubt that you're enough. Don't doubt that you deserve to be something other than a caretaker. To be something to someone other than the fixer. To be something other than a toolbox. I'm very proud of you. And I love you.